and thank you for joining us here at fairwaymedia.golf. There is Chain Man from Shelton Springs in Mason County, Washington. We have the Great Northwest Point Series, and today we have the Discraft Cascade Challenge with commentary from the Intentional Disc Golfer podcast.
Hi there, I'm one of your hosts. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Jenny. We are watching round 2 of MP40 at the Cascade Challenge. Tournament directors Jeff Corns and Nick Walter.
Teeing off from Misery Whip, which is the blue tee pads, we have Shawn Barnett, Daniel Glass, John Anderson, and joining us today, Andrew Rivers.
Yeah, so hole 1.
Hole 1 is a par 3, 285 feet. If you see off to the right-hand side there in the thick stuff, that is out of bounds. Also, there is OB long in this wetland beyond this sign. You have to make this little tiny gap. John Anderson is going to show us how to do it. And as you can see, there is a Mando tree right there. If you don't make the Mando, you have to go over to the red tee pads. That is the drop zone for the Mando.
That was a great shot.
Was a great shot. Daniel Glass.
Also showing us how to do it.
Andrew Rivers.
Yep.
It's only for like the first one. And we have Shawn Barnett.
And everybody cleared the short gap. Not short, small gap. There's Jeff Corns.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Everyone say hi to Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Shawn Barnett from outside the circle, probably about 40 feet.
Oh, giving it a good run.
You can see the winds blowing there. You can see his shirt flapping around. Daniel Glass from the edge of the circle.
That was so cool.
And in spite of the wind blowing around, he puts it in for birdie, high right side. That's a great place to hit these baskets.
That disc just kind of dove in there.
It did.
That was cool.
Andrew Rivers from the edge.
Giving it a bid. Good bid.
Disappointing cage out.
And John connecting for the birdie.
Shawn Barnett cleaning up here. And an unfortunate spit out, leaving it left.
And taking a bogey, we actually had 43% of the field taking a birdie today.
All right, we have hole 2, par 5, 990 feet. If you stay down this narrow little pathway, you have to cross this wetland. On the right-hand side is A-OK, but there is a hazard right over here on the left-hand side, just over this road. And if you push long, there is OB back there in the deep stuff. You can kind of see the little white flags. Ideally, you want to get up into this mouth of these woods here. That'll give you about a 200-foot approach through some thick stuff. And if you can get all the way down there, you have a well-guarded basket that is 30 feet to the left of its previous position. So I kind of like the new hole position, honestly.
Yeah, and I think the line here from Misery Whip is a little easier than it was from the Timber Claw pad because you can miss the hazard a little easier.
Yeah, John Anderson playing it safe right here, going right up that gut.
It had a little bunny hop.
I got a little ground play, not too bad though. It's a little low, it might come up short, but still in the safety zone. This looks a little nose up from Shawn Barnett.
I can get over it, but it's
No.
He will find himself in the hazard. So that area over there is a hazard. It is play it as it lies with a one-stroke penalty. And the hazard does cut off over there, so if you push it far enough, you can get around the hazard, but that stuff on the left is still no fun to throw from. John Anderson will join him.
Yeah, I think they're a little lefter than they would prefer to be. Also a little lefter than you would probably prefer to be. Really want to try and get in that larger gap off to the right side. Left side's a little harder to play from.
Yeah, left side is a little bit narrow, a little bit tighter. A lot more stuff can go wrong with your shot if you stay over there.
I think he was just trying to pitch out, and again ended up a little more left than he would prefer.
Where did Daniel go? Oh, there he is. Oh.
Nope. Catching a tree at the end. Hey,
That's a
man.
pretty good approach, but an unfortunate roll away. Yeah, Andrew Rivers from the rough. Looks like he'll put it just to the edge of the circle.
Yeah, hit that hill that used to be just under the basket. Great shot.
You see the wind blowing in the bushes there. The thing about Shelton Springs is it does get windy in the afternoon as the temperature changes and the breeze comes off the water, and as you get back into these woods with the different elevations and things, it can turn into kind of this hodgepodge of different windy conditions. It just kind of swirls around, so it's really hard to get a read on it sometimes. Daniel Glass putting it in for par.
Yeah, so 70% of the field took a bogey or worse on that hole.
Really? All right, we have hole number 3. It is a par 3, 330 feet. Another tight gap off the tee pad. That's going to be a running theme here at Shelton Springs, Washington. You can see this little tiny tree right there in the middle of the fairway with the larger tree behind it. You have to beat that, otherwise you're not going to find yourself under the basket. So the key to this one is to pick a side and commit to a shot.
That is just about a perfect shot. Oh.
And that's that tree we were talking about. He hit that one yesterday. A little low, but I think he's going to find himself okay.
Oh. Still able to make it out of those bushes over there. John having to take a knee.
Well, a similar location.
Yeah, both able to give it a run and get it into the bullseye.
Yeah, a little safety par there. Oh man, another unfortunate miss.
Daniel getting a birdie.
Thank you.
Shawn Barnett saving his par right here. And the rest of them will clean up for par.
And Daniel was the only player with the birdie on that hole today.
Good for you, Daniel. All right, hole 4, some ominous music, and a par 4. It is 615 feet. This is a long way. You have to beat this gap a tunnel shot. You probably push, I would say about 200 feet, and the ideal landing zone is off to the right side here, if you can get around the corner. That'll set you up for 2 very narrow tunnel shots, one on the left-hand side that you can find yourself in trouble in these trees on the left. There's also OB near that road, on or over that road. And there's also a lane over here on the right that the drone is not following, or the drone is not falling down. So...
And that OB on the right comes up a lot quicker than you would think.
It comes into play more often than not, honestly.
I think we both have spent a lot of time in that OB. Oh.
And that's the unfortunate kick.
Yeah, it looks like it headed over to the red tee pad, possibly. Oh. Well, we've got both sides of the fairway covered at this point. Aw, yeah.
Good shot. Thanks.
Andrew Rivers putting one right up the gut.
All right.
An unfortunate lie. That's going to take away his run up for his second shot. Shawn Barnett on the first available.
Buddy's fairway.
He's all smiles though. He's having a great time.
Nice recovery.
Good shot.
Yeah, if you're going to recover, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
John Anderson from the scrub.
Oh no.
That's that OB left, folks. That yellow stake there is about 400 feet.
Yeah, and he's not quite on the red tee pad, but I think he's following the line of the...
Daniel Glass with
Red.
a nice sidearm.
Get some.
And there's those bushes over there on the left that you can find yourself in trouble real fast.
You know, they're actually not that bad, to be honest.
If you're around the edges, but if you're in them, it's a nightmare.
I think there's been enough people in it lately that it's a little cleaner than it had been in the past. Like, I saw quite a few pros over there during the pro weekend. The DGPT weekend.
Going for the tomahawk there. Daniel Glass, and a great roll up to the basket.
I'm just always impressed by the whoosh sound.
The whooshy whoosh.
Yeah.
Shawn Barnett trying to flex something in, and it does not stable up and come back.
He's going to be over in the ferns off to the right.
Yeah, nice out.
Nice flop.
Yep.
From a knee, even. That was a great shot.
A whole lot to look at. Big spike.
Yep. Good shot.
And that should land him just outside of bullseye.
There's Shawn.
Shawn Barnett.
From way downtown.
Deep. That is great putt. Whew.
Beautiful.
What is that, 70 feet?
I don't know.
80
I
feet?
think he's in a different country
That's
over there
way
in the
back there.
green
He got
stuff.
his passport stamped.
Mm-hmm. Oh, didn't quite dive in.
No.
Oh no.
Even the pros do it, folks.
Oh no.
Nice par.
Mm-hmm. Nice par.
Thanks.
From Wisconsin.
I don't know if he's actually
Double.
from Wisconsin. He's obviously a fan, though. He's got a hoodie.
Not necessarily. Maybe he just went through the airport and needed a hoodie.
Yeah, maybe. All right, we have hole number 5. It is a par 3, 380 feet. You have to make this tunnel. There is a mando tree, probably about 150 to 200 out. You have to push nice and straight long. You got two routes here. You can go down this left-hand side and find yourself on the edge of the circle if you're lucky, or you can go around the corner, but look out, there's some trees over there that might catch you and keep you from being under the basket. Got Andrew Rivers. We're gonna miss the Mando, so he's gonna be going over to the red tee pad. That is the drop zone for missing the Mando.
There we go. Nice, dude. There you go.
Great chat.
Shawn taking that inside route.
Yeah. There you go. That's the one.
There you go, John.
Nice.
He was just flirting with that Mando.
You guys are good.
Well, it's a good looking tree.
Was that chains over here or chains over there?
I didn't hear no chain.
Alright, here's Andrew Rivers from the drop zone now. Now this is about a 210, 220, nice little Anheuser or sidearm in there, as long as you don't hit anything, which it looks like you did.
Oh, good run. From the bushes.
Oh,
A little too much Andy on that one, but that'll work out.
Oh no. Cage again. And there we go. With the birdie. Caw-caw!
That's what we need, is we need a birdie button. Caw. Shawn Barnett putting in his par.
An unfortunate double. And Daniel was the only one who took a birdie today.
Good job, Daniel. All right, hole number 6, par 3, 400 feet. You gotta go through this tunnel. You see this running theme with Shelton Springs. The tunnel's probably about 100 feet long, and once you get out here into the open, the wind can wreak havoc on your shot and even push you OB left. You see those flags on the left-hand side? That is out of bounds. The idea is take something a little overstable, play along this right-hand side away from that OB, and let the wind blow you into the circle. Daniel Glass getting it done here.
Kind of looked like the wind dropped it down like an elevator. Couple of wind bumps.
See, that's the risk and reward. The wind gets on that flight plate and will not let it, stable back out.
Ooh, just missed it. Great shot.
Nice. Beauty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was just talking about. You get the wind pressing down on the flight plate, and it's not going to fight out of it.
Still
great
not in a bad
recovery.
spot. Yeah.
No, I'll take a par on this any day. Daniel Glass knocking down the birdie. He's got that very confident nose down putt when within the circle.
Good try, guys.
Doesn't give a whole lot of chance for it to pop out.
Yeah, I think this is one that you really want to try and get the birdie on because it is birdieable.
It is a getter, but it's harder than you think because once you get up in there around the basket, you're putting against the wind most of the time. All right, hole number 7, we have a par 4, 555 feet. A very popular play here is a roller. get it up into the mouth of these woods and let the disc roll in. You do have OB on the left. You can see the white circle there is actually a Mando, so you have to go in between the OB and the Mando. And you're coming up on this well-guarded basket. You have a couple guardian trees right here in front. Off to the left side, you'll see it in a second. There's that ghost tree that guards the basket. So if you come in from the left, the idea is you need to push it a little bit long so that you can clear that ghost tree.
Did you say there's the OB on the left?
Yes, there's OB on the left.
There used to be a hazard over
It says
there.
be a Firebird. That's the overstability. That's a 0-4.
I just know this.
Firebird.
Nice shot. Big skid.
And Shawn's disc is clearly voice activated.
Thanks, Shawn. You're the best.
Oh, psych. You thought he was going to throw it, didn't you? No? Okay. For real this time, guys.
Nice.
Looks like John Anderson's going to end up right about where the drop zone is, about 220 away from the basket. Well, this one's ripped, Mr. Rivers. And he's flirting with the Mando line. I guess we'll find out, huh?
That one's pretty.
That is a flippy
That's a nice disc.
I think that might have been a good kick.
Yeah. Oh, he
Getting him
got
out
short of the Mando. Oh yeah, he's gonna split those trees and land right under the basket.
Yep, there's a drop zone right there. You see it.
Yep. Like I said, the drop zone is about 220 straight out from the basket. And Daniel Glass is gonna find him outside a circle.
Oh, getting those stumps right there.
Yeah, you can fish one through those trees though.
Yep.
And that's the right play, pushing it long, getting rid of those ghost trees. Good job for Shawn Barnett.
Oh,
Ooh, left it left.
another cage. A little low.
From a knee though, that's a good attempt.
Yeah, he's had a couple that are a little low today. Good par.
Got some pars coming up here. Oh, and a bogey. All right, hole number 8. We have a par 3. This is what's known as the false island. There is an island hole later on, but this one is 315 feet. There are 2 lines on this. You can go right up the gut, but you gotta miss a lot of stuff. You can also take an Anheuser or sidearm route through this left side and try to beat these guardian trees over here on the left. If you're gonna take the right up the gut route, you gotta go over that log, otherwise you're gonna have an edge of circle outside a circle putt.
Getting the first tree there. The big one in the middle.
It's like a little bit low, and they're gonna be frenzies.
Ooh.
You know what? That's not a bad kick though.
Yeah, it's not a
edge
bad
of
spot
circle
to
with a
be.
clear look. I'll take that any day. Andrew Rivers. I lost. Oh, there it is. It's coming. Oh my goodness. That's a park job.
Even decent.
Decent. Mm. Daniel Glass just laying up here. Giving it a bid, and a fairly decent one. I like it. Aggressive play by Shawn Barnett. John Anderson from outside. Barely, though. Oh, leaving it right, left, leaving it left. Some low stress par opportunities. And a zero stress birdie. Nice birdie, Andrew.
And that was the only birdie on the day.
The only birdie. It's a tough get. It doesn't look tough, but it is tough.
That was an amazing drive.
Yeah, it is. Hole number 9. So you got another tight tunnel to get out into the open here. This tunnel is about 100 feet or so. There is a mando tree over there on the right to protect 10's fairway. And then once you get out of these trees, the wind is pretty much blowing full force across this field. So you can find your discs flipping up, flipping over, and doing all sorts of crazy stuff once you get out here in the open. If you look off to the right, you'll see some of these white, or some of these yellow triangles in the trees. That is a hazard, play it as it lies, at a stroke. There is OB on the left, both over the road and long. You'll see a lot of players play to the mouth of these woods here and then try to go over the hazard and land inside the circle. And safe play from Andrew. Looks like that one got caught up on his finger. Hey, here, John Anderson. Get lucky, get lucky. Unfortunately, that's gonna find that OB left over the road.
There you go.
Yeah, and they see that blue stake is about 300 from the basket. Big sky turnover shot. Oh, and that ended up in the hazard. Unfortunate. Not even playing with that hazard over there. Daniel Glass has a decent look, but that's that flip up with the zoom and headwind. You can see the trees blowing in the background.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like the wind's picked up.
Yeah, your discs will do all sorts of crazy things out here. Including do right what it's supposed to do and end up in the circle.
Andrew giving it a bid from the hazard.
So from where Andrew was, that's about 80 or 90 feet from the basket.
He got a dot.
Sounded more like a dink. These 2.5 inch, it's not necessary to have a 2.5 inch band on the top of the basket. It is not necessary.
Yeah, but it's great for advertising. I mean, look at all the stuff on the top of that basket.
Just hang the chains and let them play. Let them play. I know, it is great for advertising though. Hole number 10, this is the actual island. It's a par 3, 285 feet. This island that you see with the retaining wall blocks, this is a mandatory. You must make this or go to the drop zone with a 1-stroke penalty. If you push it too far or too wide, the OB does come up quick behind this basket. So you have to be a fearless putter in order to take a birdie or right underneath the basket, which is very difficult to do. It looks like Daniel Glass is going to opt for the under the basket option.
Oh, the wall doing its job. Good job, wall.
Yep. That's going to leave him with one of those death putts I was talking about.
You were you?
Oh yeah, I was talking about it. All right.
Again, good job, wall.
Nice flexing shot and another under the basket election. Oh, that was in. Poor fella. Giving it a soft bid here, Andrew Rivers.
Nice bird. Also, another bird. I think everyone's gonna clean up for their pars.
Yeah, no penalties on this one. Everybody made the island.
Yep. Daniel and John were the 2 birdies on the day.
Congratulations, fellas. All right, we have hole number 11, par 4, 595 feet. You're gonna have to get a big chunk of this one and miss all the trees. A pretty tight fairway. The landing zone is right up here on the left, as you can see, and then you have a pretty good hyzer line right up through this gap right here. There is a bush on the right hand side that guards this basket, so if you find yourself coming in from the right, you're gonna have a tough putt. Or you can do the Anthony Barella thing and throw it out into the grass next to the sidewalk and then throw a 600-foot hyzer to go into the circle from way, way, way back there. And that's about how you do it, folks. Anderson electing to look at that right-hand lane, but finds a log and a bush over there. That's going to affect his second shot. That blue stake again is about 300 feet from the basket.
Aiming for the camera guy. Never a bad option.
I love it when the camera guy's standing out there. You just shoot at him. And here's that hyzer line that I was talking about in the intro. You can find yourself in a real good spot. Looks like he's going to be edge of circle. Finding the tree.
A little kiss away from the bushes.
Well, and he's going to have that bush to contend with over there on the right-hand side of the basket. Beautiful flex shot from Andrew Rivers. That should put him on the edge of the circle.
Nice soft bid.
John Anderson having to go over these shrubs here. Give it giving it a chance.
Andrew's a little jump putt. Nice bird.
You know, and to Daniel's compliment, you have to be over there on that left-hand side, really, to get a clean look at it. There really is a lot of guardians and a lot of shrubbery around this basket, so the left-hand side over towards the path is a good look.
And I feel like I've said this a couple times today already, but Daniel got the only birdie on the day.
Seems to be another theme. Hole number 12. This thing is a monster par 5, 1,109 feet. It's very zigzaggy. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna throw probably about a 300 or 400 foot shot up here by the red pad you saw on your right, or up here into this landing zone on the left, which gives you the option of going right up the gut or over these shrubs that you see underneath the left-hand side of the screen here. And that will leave you with about 350 to get to this next corner. I'll say probably 300 to get to this next corner where it's going to zag back to the right. And then you have 100 feet to go from that corner into the circle. And the circle is on a downhill slope, but very soft. So you can find yourself just diving in there and hitting and not going anywhere. It's tight though. It's tight, so like if you miss, you can't afford to miss by much. Flipping a little tree and ended up short, but that's gonna be a good spot.
Yeah. Ending up on the right.
That's gonna affect the second shot with the run up. Gonna be sacrificing some distance. And that might be better than you think. I mean, it's looking right down White's fairway, so.
Oh no. Putting a move on this one, Daniel. Woo. Yeah, even though it seemed like he slipped a little on the wood chips.
Wood chips. This is a little low, but it looks like it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'll go over the top from there.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yep.
Again, John Anderson taking the Wysocki route.
Up and over.
Did that hit a tree? And come back?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
Hit
not sure.
something. That one hit a tree.
Yeah. Andrew Rivers is going to be looking at about a 200-foot flex shot for an approach. Oh, flex back in.
He's gonna be in a good spot.
Yeah, that's going to be fine.
I think that's gonna be in a good spot too.
And that one got a tree.
Oh,
Oh man, Shawn, I feel for you.
that was looking so
I
good.
tell you what, you give me an email, I'll give you a hug, dude. This one, yeah. What? Hey, disc golfers need hugs sometimes, especially when they
Beautiful.
and they hit 5 trees on 4 shots.
There you go.
He was definitely looking to see what was in his way up there.
Darn.
John having to take a knee to get around the shrubberies.
It's like the third or fourth time we've seen John from a knee today.
Not a lot of ground play around this green.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it. That's a scary putt. That's actually a fairly steep slope there, and you can find yourself back behind the basket in trouble real fast.
Yeah. All the climbers. More hiking.
No ropes, huh? No harnesses.
And the whole field taking a bogey or worse on this hole today.
Okay, we have hole 13. It's a par 4, another long one, 763 feet. This one is very tight. You have to go straight for probably, I don't know, I'd give it about 300 feet up until this corner here the drone's coming up on with that little tree that looks like a Y there. You can see the blue stake. The blue stake is 300. This is a calming and landing zone right here where the wood chips are. And then you got to hit another 300-foot dead straight tunnel shot to approach this basket, which is well guarded by a lot of trees and a lot of greenery. And then you have this cute little triangle down here that's just filled with wood chips, so you can spike one in there pretty good and it'll just stick.
And the thing is that after you get past the Shelton Triangle, you're back out where you're supposed to be.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, you're understanding what I'm saying.
Disc golfers have gone in and never come out, disappeared forever.
And Daniel's gonna be over there kind of by the red tee pad.
Well, that's like hole 12 and 13 in a nutshell. I mean, you go back there, you disappear for a while, and nobody knows what happened to you.
Yeah, and the only reason that 11's not quite like that is that it's more established.
Yeah.
12 and 13 are new this year. Oh, getting that fern, but still right up in the middle.
We got 3 shots coming up short.
Dive bombing and
I know. I love it. He brings his own sound effects. It's great.
that was amazing.
I know. I know.
Timing, it's a thing. You know, I think if the ground was more established, that could have gone and rolled a little bit further.
Yeah, it's pretty soft. Hasn't been compacted yet from the foot traffic.
Oh, I've been in that tree.
Oh yeah, there's trouble on both sides of this one. I'd rather be in trouble on the left than the right if I have my druthers, or not in trouble at all would be ideal.
Get by it.
Daniel Glass working the monster flex line. He's gonna find himself up there by the 100-foot stake.
Oh, I think that was a low, maybe early release.
That just kind of fell out of his hands, yeah. Andrew Rivers scrambling his way down there. Oh man, that one spit out near the basket. The white stake is 200. So John Anderson putting a great upshot on this.
Is that from another knee?
I'm not sure if that was from another knee.
I think it was.
We're gonna have to go back to the slow motion replay. We don't have any.
That's that.
Oh no.
Those 10-footers can be daunting sometimes. You just
Well, especially into the Shelton Triangle.
never take those for granted.
The Shelton Triangle on hole 13. Dun dun dun.
That's what we need. We need that sound effect. That's not it.
I know.
That's the wrong
There you
sound
go.
effect.
Oh no, he dropped his mini.
Hole 14.
And we're back.
Par 3, not number 3. Hole number 14, par 3. 412 amazing feet through these gorgeous woods. Don't you want to just go out there and smell the cedar? Or you might want to throw a turnover through this gap here and you end up there on the right side. If you got a monster sidearm, you can throw it down the left-hand side and hyzer into this basket. A common miss here is short and right. It looks like John will be outside of the circle. He may be obstructed.
Hitting something on the ground and it went flying.
Yeah, we're looking at what, 34, 35 feet for Daniel?
Oh. Getting a bush a little early.
That's short, but it's not in a terrible spot. That's a great shot. We get to see Shawn from a knee here.
Great bid.
Yep.
What?
Oh, that's a big stick from John.
Nice. Nice
And
bird.
He was obstructed too. Big hyzer putt.
Caca.
Daniel Glass looking to commit to something here. And
Nice
sticks the
bird.
bird.
Nice par. That's a pretty par. He gets style points for that one.
I thought Shawn Barnett was honestly lining up for the waffle putt here.
And John and Daniel took the only birdies on the day.
Good job, fellas. All right, hole 15. It is a par 4, 770 feet. You have to throw a long way up this tunnel here. Lots of trees, not a lot of room for right or left. But if you can find yourself out in this opening right here, you got a right-hand side and a left-hand side that you can throw a shot from. And you can find yourself up on probably the edge of the circle up there. Now, the thing about this basket is that pretty much every single approach angle is downhill. So you're going to leave yourself with a few scary putts. And if you miss the basket and go long, you can find yourself in the cabbage real fast. And it's not much fun to be putting from back there. John Anderson with a crush. And that's another thing about Shelton. You saw where his landed. He's got a great drive, but he's not going to be rewarded with great footing or having a walk up or anything so that he can get the extra distance on it. And that's just part of Shelton, is that you can throw a really, really well thrown disc and still be, not have the shot you want.
Or the disc disappears.
Or yeah, I've had discs disappear in the middle of the fairway before.
Yeah, I had a great drive on 11 from the white pads for me today, and it disappeared. Oof.
That's another. That's right where you want to put it, there, folks.
Beautiful. Great line.
Finding the gap.
Yeah, right to the middle.
Oh yeah. He's gonna have a downhill look at it, like I was saying. Shawn Barnett, he's got his feet caught up in these logs here. Not gonna have very much range of motion.
Yeah, a little low.
New glass finding the hyzer line. Shawn Anderson looking at that right-hand gap.
Huge skip.
Yeah, huge flare down there by the basket. Oh, can't wait to see where that one lands.
Yeah, dude.
That one got a little bit of the roll at the end. It'll be interesting to see where that is.
Nice.
Ooh, go in. No, not right there.
That's a run. At the Pro Tour last weekend, Simon threw a 100-foot throw-in right by the red stake into this basket. It was pretty amazing.
Smart. Smart.
As you can hear the card, smart golf. Smart player right there.
He said smart angle. I know what y'all were thinking, but it was smart angle. Okay.
Good par.
Just for clarity's sake. Yeah, this is a family-friendly show, folks.
I guess you haven't been listening to the things they're saying then. This is real golf.
What? Really? Oh, yeah. Golf in the raw.
Alright, and there were no birdies on that hole today.
And no birdies were had that day. Hole number 16, par 3. It is a 350-footer. Another tight tunnel shot where you gotta throw a turnover, get out here into the open, and then let your disc drift over here to the right-hand side. You see the basket right there. Hi, basket. And you also see our fancy axe piece of artwork over there in your top left-hand corner. That was a new addition to the course this year. Local artists installed that, and
The fancy axe.
it took me a while to find it. Like, I've heard the rumors and stuff.
Oh,
John Anderson finding the unfortunate kick.
so you heard rumors of a fancy axe in the woods?
Well, I thought
and
it
took you a while to find it.
I thought it was back towards the turn, towards like 9 and 10, because that's where it was supposed to be. But I guess it's on hole 16. And there is a crazy line on this that I saw Paul Macbeth take this year. If you look over on the right side there, you can go up and around all this stuff with a huge spike hyzer and end up in circle 2.
Yeah,
But
I've seen a couple pros take that.
You gotta have a big arm to make that, especially with the headwind.
A couple years ago, the first time the Pro Tour was here, Eagle took that line, and it took a while to find his disc.
Well, Gannon took that line and parked
Yeah.
it. Yep.
I think everyone's just gonna be cleaning up. Yeah.
Good job.
And Andrew Rivers makes the 10-footer this time.
Style points.
I don't know. Was this the ballerina one? Or was it the thing? I don't know.
And Shout out to Tom Corella with the only birdie on the day.
It's a good get. There's the axe we were talking about. Isn't that beautiful? Like,
It's axe-tastic.
it's excellent.
I like that one better.
You like excellent?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Also fancy axe.
Hole number 17. We got a par 3 here. 330 30 feet. There's a lot of threes in this, folks. I give up. All right, another long tunnel shot. It's very similar to the last one. You gotta get a turnover or sidearm to come off to the right here. You can see the basket kind of hanging out there on the edge of this very steep hill. You gotta be a fearless putter to make this one, and if you push the basket long, you can end up in the swamp back behind there with an ugly uphill putt.
And the tadpoles.
And tadpoles.
And the basket is back to regular height. It is no longer a raised basket.
This is true.
Oh,
John Anderson will not be finding that hill.
well, not right now. He's probably over there at Circle 1, somehow missing everything.
That's kind of it. Like, it flexed back there at the end, and see
Yeah,
that
that one too.
That one stabled back and looked like it ended up in probably a good spot.
I don't know, this is one of the holes that I still am not 100% sure what to do on this hole.
Don't do that.
But watching some people, it's like, oh, this is such an easy hole. You just miss everything.
Or that. Don't do that either. All right, we have a look at a different player now.
Oh, shit.
And hitting another tree. This definitely gets frustrating. You're so close to being done. It's a par 3. You want to get the birdie, you know, clean up some of the mistakes from the earlier holes.
We got a tree hitting competition going on between Shawn and John. Did that hit a tree?
No,
Not even a little bit?
no.
Oh, I guess Shawn won. That's
Giving
smart
it a-
golf right
yeah.
there. Yeah. Any further and he's down that hill.
Smart golf right there.
John Anderson looking to not give up any more shots, and he
Another low.
and he will. Whoa.
Taking a double. Another low hit for him today. He's had a few of those.
That very easily could have been a 2-stroke swing right there, or even a 3-stroke swing.
And the field took a par or a double today.
No in between, huh?
No in between. And here we are, last hole, hole 18.
The iconic hole 18 at Shelton Springs Disc Golf Course. It is a par 4, 700 feet. Guess what, folks? You gotta throw another tight tunnel shot all the way down this pathway here. You can push long, but you might find some OB out there. The ideal play is to get a nice little hyzer around this corner and maybe get a clear look. You can go in through the right side, there's not much trouble over there, or you can throw a nice straight shot right up the gut to end up at the bottom of this rock island here where the basket is elevated probably about, I would say 3 or 4 feet. That's not the big issue though. The big issue is the wind that rips through here. The putting back here is a lot tougher than it looks, and oftentimes you're going to be facing a headwind because the common miss is over here on this left-hand side.
Nice meeting you.
Good round, good round. Hey, good round, good round, good round, good round, good round. And Daniel putting one right in the ideal location. Shawn Anderson. Looks like that one came out way early.
Yeah. That one's a little low.
Whoa.
A redirect.
Whoa. Oh, and then another redirect.
Tree direct.
Yep. John Barnett, a little short, but not in a bad spot. And another tree. John Anderson from another knee. That much power from a knee. Like, that's crazy.
I
didn't see that one.
Damn.
He's almost taking out the competition right there.
That's right. Here's that hyzer approach over there on the right side. Oh, and he got the bush. You gotta go up higher, bud.
You can see the basket. It's just right there.
Yeah, through that little tiny hole. So this is about 200 feet out from the basket. And looks like Daniel's gonna elect to go for this big swooping hyzer around the right-hand side. And Shawn Barnett looks like he's coming out of trying to find the one ring.
Out of Mordor?
No, the Shire. It's over there in the Shire. The Hobbitses.
That's some smart golf. Just getting it out of there.
Playing the scramble game.
Nice finish.
Making it look easy, that wind direction can cause that putter to crush real fast, and you can find yourself caging out or even go past the basket low with a dangerous headwind putt.
I take that.
Another style point. And we did it. Round 2 MP40 complete. Yay! We are done. Round 2 MP40.
In the books.
And our leader is Daniel Glass with a -9, John Anderson a -3, Tom Corella a -1, and Andrew Rivers with that +3. That is going to be our lead card for round 3, part of the Great Northwest Point Series, the Cascade Challenge. Thank you for watching. And commentary today was by the Intentional Disc Golfer Podcast.
I am one of your hosts. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Jenny. Thank you for tuning in to fairwaymedia.golf. We hope to see you tomorrow.